Good morning, students. Again, a problem of calculation of goods and service tax, that is GST. See the problem. This problem is a little bit difficult, so concentrate. Record the following transactions in the books of Ravi and Company, Lucknow, assuming all the transactions have been entered within the state of Uttar Pradesh, charging CGST and SGST at 6% each. Means we have to charge 6% CGST and 6% SGST on the related transaction. Okay, that is transactions of purchase and sales, transactions of expenses, transactions of incomes, transactions of assets purchased, etc. Understood? Now see the problem. I am reading the problem. First, started business with cash rupees 50,000 and check of rupees 4 lakhs. Second, so here this businessman is starting the business currently. So first entry is of started business. Second, bought goods of the least price of rupees 1 lakh from Gopal Brothers, less 20% trade discount and 5% cash discount on purchase price. 60% of the amount was paid immediately by check. So in this problem, this type of transactions are included. So we have to solve every transaction, make calculations in working notes, and then we will pass journal entries. Okay. Third, sold goods to Manoj and Company of the least price of rupees 2 lakhs, less 15% trade discount and 4% cash discount on sales price, and received 40% by check. Now, fourth, paid to Gauri Shankar rupees 95,000 by check after deducting 5% cash discount. Fifth, electricity expenses paid by check for office rupees 20,000 and for residence of the proprietor rupees 10,000. Next, paid salary by check rupees 25,000. Next, that is seventh, Dinanath, a debtor for rupees 40,000 has become bankrupt and 25% amount is received from his estate by check. Next, withdrew from bank rupees 60,000 for office use and rupees 20,000 for personal use. Next, received by check for a bad debt written off last year rupees 10,000. And last entry is sold goods costing rupees 60,000 to Kishore against check at a profit of 25% on cost, less 10% trade discount, cash discount allowed at 2% on sales price. Now they told us that ignore adjustment and payment of GST. शेवटची जी ॲडजस्टमेंट आहे, ॲडजस्टमेंट ऑफ इनपुट GST विथ आउटपुट GST, ती आपल्याला या प्रॉब्लेममध्ये करायची नाही आहे, त्याने ती इग्नोर करा असं आपल्याला सांगितलेलं आहे. ओके, सो नाव लेट स्टार्ट. फर्स्ट वी विल सी द वर्किंग ऑफ द ट्रान्झॅक्शन, दॅट इज percentage, calculation of trade discount, cash discount, etc. First we will calculate those amounts and then we will see the journal entries. Okay, so let's start now. So I assumed that you have written the problem in your notebook and now we will calculate the percentage. म्हणजे ज्या एंट्रीजमध्ये पर्सेंटेज वगैरे कॅल्क्युलेशन करायचं आहे, ट्रेड डिस्काउंट, कॅश डिस्काउंट वगैरे, त्याची वर्किंग नोट आधी आपण स्टडी करूया आणि नंतर जर्नल एंट्रीजचा स्टडी करूया. ओके, फर्स्ट एंट्री इज अबाउट स्टार्टिंग बिझनेस. देर विल नॉट बी एनी कॅल्क्युलेशन. नाव सेकंड एंट्री, लेट्स सी द वर्किंग. bought goods of the list price of rupees 1 lakh from Gopal Brothers, less 20% trade discount and 5% cash discount on purchase price. So list price of goods purchased is rupees 1 lakh. We have to deduct 20% trade discount from that, which is rupees 20,000. So the amount is 80,000. Okay. Now on this amount we have to add 6% CGST and 6% SGST on 80,000. Okay, which is rupees 4,800. म्हणजे ज्या वेळेला आपण परचेसची एंट्री करतो त्यावेळेला ट्रेड डिस्काउंट वजा करून झाल्यानंतर आलेल्या अमाऊंटवर आपल्याला SGST आणि CGST कॅल्क्युलेट करावा लागतो, कारण तो आपल्याला त्या अमाऊंटवर तेवढा पेड करायचा असतो आणि तो ॲड करायचा असतो. सो अमाऊंट टोटल अमाऊंट पेएबल टू गोपाल ब्रदर्स is 89,600. Understood? Now the rate of cash discount is 5% and they told us that 60% of the amount was paid immediately by check. From 89,600, cash transaction is of 60%. So 60% of 89,600 is 53,760. On this cash transaction they will get 5% cash discount. Okay, so 5% cash discount is 2,400. नॉर्मली आपल्याला कॅश ट्रान्झॅक्शन्सच्या अमाऊंटवर 5% कॅश डिस्काउंट असतो, त्यामुळे 53,760वर 5% कॅश डिस्काउंट त्यांना मिळाला असता. But in this problem they told us that 5% cash discount on purchase price. Okay, total purchase price is 80,000 other than CGST and SGST. 60% of 80,000 is cash transaction. So 60% of 80,000 is 48,000. On 48,000 they will get 5% cash discount and this cash discount will be deducted from 53,760. CGST आणि SGSTच्या ज्या अमाऊंट्स आहेत त्याच्यावर त्या अमाऊंट्स गृहीत धरल्या जाणार नाहीत कॅश डिस्काउंट कॅल्क्युलेट करताना, बिकॉज ती टॅक्स अमाऊंट आहे. ओरिजिनल परचेस 80,000 रुपीजचा झालेला आहे. 80,000च्या 60% ही परचेस प्राईस आहे कॅश ट्रान्झॅक्शनची, बरोबर आहे, दॅट इज 48,000. सो 48,000वर त्यांना 5% म्हणजे 2,400 डिस्काउंट मिळणार आहे आणि हा डिस्काउंट टोटल पेएबल अमाऊंटमधून दॅट इज फ्रॉम 53,760 वी हॅव टू डिडक्ट 2,400 कॅश डिस्काउंट. अंडरस्टूड? नाव remaining 40% transaction is credit transaction. 40% of 89,600 is credit transaction. So 40% of 89,600 is 35,840. Understood? Now while passing the journal entries we have to pass the journal entry for cash transaction as well as credit transaction. Understood? Now the next working of next transaction. See third transaction. Sold goods to Manoj and company of the list price of rupees 2 lakhs less 15% trade discount and 4% cash discount on sales price and received 40% by check. ही सेलचं ट्रान्झॅक्शन आहे. कॅल्क्युलेशन आत्ताच्या आधीच्या एंट्रीमध्ये जसं होतं तसंच आहे, फक्त इथे आपण गुड्स सोल्ड केलेत मनोज अँड कंपनीला. ओके, सो इन दिस एंट्री वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट आउटपुट CGST अँड आउटपुट SGST. सी लिस्ट प्राईस ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड 2 lakhs, अगदी सिमिलर वर्किंग आहे बघा. लेस 15% trade discount which is 15% of 2 lakhs, that is 30,000. So sales price is 1,70,000 total sales price. On that we have added 6% CGST and 6% SGST, that is 10,200, 10,200. So total amount receivable is 1,90,400 from the customer. 1,90,400 included 10,200, 10,200 CGST and SGST. And original sales price is 1,70,000. Understood? Now, they told us that 40% amount received by check. So, from 1,90,400, cash transaction is of 40%, that is 76,160. Now, 4% cash discount on sales price. Sales price is 1,70,000. So 40% of 1,70,000 we have to calculate. 1,70,000 into 40% will be 68,000, and on 68,000 we will receive 4% cash discount, that is 2,720. Okay, we will not give cash discount on CGST and SGST amount. So original sales price to be taken into account while calculating cash discount. Understood? So 2,720 is the cash discount, and so cash payable means receivable from the customer, payable by the customer, is 73,440. Understood? Now, remaining amount, as 40% amount paid by check, remaining 60% of total amount receivable 1,90,400 is a credit transaction, that is 1,14,240. So credit transaction is of 1,14,240. Cash transaction is of 76,160. Out of that, cash discount is, we have to give cash discount, we have allowed cash discount 2,720. We have to pass this entry afterwards while passing the journal entries. Now the next transaction. See the next transaction. Paid to Gauri Shankar rupees 95,000 by check after deducting 5% cash discount. So they told us that on 95,000 Gauri Shankar has given 5% cash discount, that is 95,000 amount is after deducting 5% cash discount. Okay, so we have to calculate the original amount before deducting cash discount. So 95,000 into 100 upon 95, that is 1 lakh. The concept is, if 100 is original price, after deducting 5% cash discount, amount will be 95. So when 95 is the amount after deducting discount is 95, then original amount is 100. Then if the amount after deducting discount is 95,000, what will be the original amount? This is the concept. Okay, so 95,000 divided by 95 into 100, this will be the calculation. So the amount will be 1 lakh. It means instead of 1 lakh we have paid to Gauri Shankar rupees 95,000. So he has given 5% of 1 lakh, that is 5,000 rupees discount to us. Understood? Now next, electricity expenses paid, no calculation is required for that entry. Paid salary, no calculation is required. Now next entry of Dinanath, a debtor for rupees 40,000, has become bankrupt and 25% received from his estate. From 40,000 they have received 25%. So 25% of 40,000 will be 10,000 rupees. We have received 10,000 and remaining will be bad debts. This will be the entry for this transaction. Next entry, withdrew from bank rupees 60,000 for office and 20,000 for personal use. No calculation is required. Next entry, received by check for a bad debt return of last year rupees 10,000. It is the entry of bad debts recovered. No calculation is required. And now the calculation is required for the last transaction, that is sold goods costing rupees 60,000 to Kishore. This is the entry of sale against check at a profit of 25% on cost less 10% trade discount. Cost of goods is 60,000. They have charged profit of 25% on cost. So we have to add profit in cost so that we can get selling price. 25% of 60,000 is 15,000. So 60,000 is the cost price plus 25% profit 15,000. Selling price will be 75,000 less they have allowed 10% trade discount. So 75,000 less trade discount 7,500. Final sales price is 67,500, on which we have to add 6% CGST and 6% SGST. Okay, so 67,500 into 6% CGST is 4050 and SGST is 4050. After adding that, amount receivable from the customer including GST is 75,600. Now they told us that cash discount allowed at 2% on selling price. We have allowed 2% cash discount to him. As I told you in the previous transaction, cash discount will be calculated on the original selling price, that is before adding SGST and CGST. So before adding GST the amount is 67,500. So discount will be given on 2% on 67,500. So 67,500 into 2% will be 1350. It will be deducted from 75,600. So net amount received from the customer, that is Kishore, is 74,250 because he has paid the amount by check. They told us that he has paid the amount by check. Understood? So in this way we have to calculate the percentage. If there is any doubt in calculation of percentage, you can ask me anytime. Now we will see the journal entries actually passed. See the journal entry. First journal entry. Started business with cash rupees 50,000 and check rupees 4 lakhs. And it is obviously assumed that the check is deposited into bank. So the entry will be cash account debit 50,000, bank account debit 4 lakhs to capital account 4 lakhs 50,000. Being the business started or being the amount introduced in the business or being the business commenced, any narration is suitable here. Now next entry. Bought goods of the list price of rupees 1 lakh from Gopal Brothers at 20% trade discount, 5% cash discount and 60% amount was paid immediately. We have already seen the working made by us. So see the working. After deducting trade discount, the price was rupees 80,000. We have charged CGST and SGST on that amount, that is 4,800 each. So total amount is 89,600 payable. But as we have paid 60% amount, we have got cash discount of rupees 2,400. So amount paid by us on cash payment is 51,360. Discount received is our gain 2,400 and credit transaction is of rupees 35,840. So to Gopal Brothers 35,840. This is the combined entry of cash transaction and credit transaction. Purchases is of rupees 80,000. So purchases account is debited by rupees 80,000. Input CGST and input SGST accounts are debited by rupees 4,800 each. Then bank account is credited for making payment by check 51,360. Discount account is credited because this discount is our gain 2,400, and Gopal Brothers account is credited because 35,840 amount is payable to Gopal Brothers, that is they are our creditors for this amount. So narration is goods purchased at 20% trade discount and 5% cash discount. Okay, 60% is cash transaction and remaining is credit transaction. Understood? Now the next entry. See the next transaction in your notebook. Sold goods to Manoj and company. We have already calculated percentage etc. in our working note. So see the working note. In this working note, we have sold goods to Manoj and company. Okay, and least price of goods sold is rupees 2 lakhs. So we have already calculated the amounts. See the working. After deducting trade discount, amount receivable is 1,70,000. After adding CGST and SGST, total amount receivable 1,90,400. 40% is cash transaction, so 4% cash discount was received on 40% of original amount, that is 2720, as I have explained earlier. Cash transaction is of 73,440, so we have received from the customer 73,440, so this amount is debited to bank account. Discount allowed by us, that is cash discount, is 2720, and remaining 60% is credit transaction worth rupees 1,14,240, so it is debited to Manoj and company's account because that amount is receivable from our customer Manoj and company's company, that is our debtor. Okay, to sales account, total original sales is of 1,70,000. To output CGST 10,200. To output SGST account 10,200. Understood? Now the next entry. See the next entry. We have calculated the original amount is 1 lakh and paid to Gauri Shankar 95,000. So we have received discount of rupees 5,000. So entry will be Gauri Shankar's account debit the receiver 1 lakh, to bank account 95,000, actual payment to discount received 5,000. Discount is credited because this discount is our gain. Now next entry, fifth entry. Electricity expenses paid by check for office rupees 20,000 and for residence of proprietor rupees 10,000. So 20,000 is office expense and 10,000 is drawings. So the entry is electricity expenses account debit 20,000, which is for office. Drawings account debited rupees 10,000, which is for the residence of the proprietor, that is for personal use of proprietor. So for that drawings account is debited. To bank account, total amount goes out from bank rupees 30,000 as the electricity bill was paid by check. Now next entry is about paid salary. It's very easy. Salaries account debit to bank account 25,000 paid by check. Okay. Now Dinanath, a debtor for rupees 40,000, has become bankrupt and 25% is received from his estate by check. So bank account debit 10,000, bad debts account debit 30,000, to Dinanath account 40,000. Okay. Now next entry, withdrew from bank rupees 60,000 for office use and rupees 20,000 for personal use. Again for office use The amount withdrawn for office use will came in cash box. So cash account is debited 60,000. 20,000 for personal use. So drawings account is debited rupees 20,000 to bank account 80,000. Okay, amount withdrawn from bank for office use and personal use. Now the entry of bad debts recovered, bank account debit 10,000 to bad debts recovered 10,000. And again the last entry, as we have discussed earlier, the entry of sold goods to Kishore and amount received by check. So we have done the calculation. Bank account debit, we have received 74,250 net amount received. Discount allowed 1350, that is cash discount. To sales account, original sales is of rupees 67,500. To output CGST account 4050. To output SGST account 4050. Sold goods by check. Okay. In this way we have to pass the journal entries in this problem. Now here in these problems, salary is our expense, electricity expenses are our expense, but we have not calculated GST on those expenses because, as we have discussed earlier, some goods and services are exempted from levy of GST. See the important notes part. Payment of wages and salaries are exempted. Similarly, electricity and water bills etc. are exempted. And in this problem, here we have passed the entry of salary paid and electricity expenses paid. So we have not calculated GST on those expenses. Understood? So in this way, first you have to write the problem in your notebook. Then after studying carefully the calculations, that is the working notes, calculate all the percentage on your own in your notebook and then pass the journal entries one by one in your notebook. If there is any doubt, you can ask anytime. Okay, that's all for today.